This is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report. Want to talk a little bit about Monsanto. Was there collusion? Collusion with the EPA. And I'm talking about colluding in regards to the chemical Roundup. Does it cause cancer? Doesn't it cause cancer? And according to unsealed court documents, it possibly does cause cancer. Yet millions of people still continue to use this chemical around their house and everywhere. And I used to use it too as years ago, but I've stopped. Think about it. You got Monsanto. You know, this is a $60 billion chemical powerhouse out there. If their seeds float over into a non-GMO farmer's area, their property, they can sue them and essentially take the property away. This is not a nice company out there. A lot of political clout. But Roundup is basically, it's a chemical that Monsanto put out. It's a blockbuster weed killer that they put out. Everybody uses it. Just about all the stores carry it. And it's credited with essentially transforming the agricultural market out there. With the majority of farm production now using the GMO seeds from Roundup. And they use them because they're resistant to chemicals and other variables out there. And for years, the company has assured the farmers that this weed product was absolutely safe. There's no problem with it. No issues whatsoever. As proof that Monsanto touted the approval of the chemical by the EPA. They said, look, you guys, the EPA came in, they looked at it, they said it's perfectly safe, it doesn't cause cancer. Did you ever notice that back in, 30s and 40s, there wasn't a significant amount of cancer around here? All of a sudden, there's cancer just about everywhere. And I attributed a lot of that to a lot of the chemicals, a lot of different variables, but GMO too. I'm not sold that it's safe. Hence why the organic market is thriving so much. But you got it out there. There's an unsealed document. It's a newly unsealed document. It was just released. And it basically, it reveals the startling effort out there that was taken on part of Monsanto and the EPA to work in concert together to kill and to discredit any independent cancer research that was conducted. And we're not just talking about any organization out there. We're talking about research by organizations like the WHO, the World Health Organization, and their research for cancer, IRAC, or IARC is the acronym. And Monsanto and the EPA, prior to them originally declaring Roundup as safe for use, knew about this study. They knew that this study was out there, what the analysis had come to. But the EPA still went out there. They still effectively declared Roundup safe. And they declared it safe for use without even conducting any tests or any actual formulation out there. And what they did is they said, we're going to rely on industry research out there. And they didn't even just research on just one of the product's active ingredients is the research they decided to look at. They didn't look at anything else. The EPA regulations require only studies and data that relate to active ingredients. In this case, with Roundup, it's glyphosate. And even if you look at their internal documents, which you'll see a picture of an email that's going to be taped to this video. And that's basically from Donna Farmer. She's with Monsanto, and she's a lead toxicologist. And she admitted in her deposition that she cannot say unequivocally that Roundup does not cause cancer. And she also states that Monsanto has not done the carcinogenicity studies with Roundup. And it's all in there. It's not on the email. Actually, the email is going to show you another document. This is a document from the court filing that you're going to see there. But the email is actually from 2009 from Farmer. And where she comes on and says, you cannot say Roundup does not cause cancer. And that we have not done that study with Roundup. And I don't want to say the word again because I just screwed it up totally. And the email is attached. So you'll see it. It's from her email. It's not some conspiracy whatsoever. And this became clear to the WHO back in 2015 through IARC. They were working on this independent study of Roundup, and Monsanto went out there. They immediately launched their own efforts to preemptively discredit any results that may be inconvenient to what their narrative is, what they're pushing out there. And this company, this is a $60 billion company. They're buying Bayer out there. These guys couldn't come up with $250,000, about $250,000 to conduct a legitimate scientific study that's led by accredited scientists. Basically, they went out and they got a ghostwriter, and they ghostwrote key sections of the report themselves. They plotted then to have an independent scientist just sign their names onto the document and say, oh yeah, this is good. There's no cancer here. Roundup does not cause cancer. They decided to pull in special favors in DC. They paid handsomely as lobbyists out there to all the politicians. And that's where you get someone like Joseph Rowland came in from the EPA. He's a deputy division director for the chemical safety and pollution prevention at the EPA. He's also chair of the agency's Cancer Assessment Review Committee. And he came in, he said, look, I'll assure you that there is no cancer-causing or ill effects from the glyphosate. And basically, if he went in this document, because there's an email actually from him where he talks about that. Here's what he said exactly. He exploited his role basically by saying, and this is a guy that's a chair of CARC, okay? The what did I just call it? Cancer Assessment Review Committee. He came in and said to kill any potentially damaging research. If I can kill this, I should get a medal. And I'll try to attach that one, but unfortunately, you can only attach one document to the video at a time. Maybe I'll put a link and save it onto a web page. But it's out there. Everyone's known this for years. They try to say, oh, no, it's a conspiracy theory. There's many studies out there that prove that there's issues and concerns with Monsanto. So I encourage you, go out there and Google about Roundup. Google about Monsanto. Get informed about it. And you probably will not be using it anymore to spray the weeds around your house. All right, what say you? This has been Francesco Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report.